Right now, somewhere in a forest, a deer freezes. Its ears swivel. Its muscles lock. It has caught something on the wind, and every instinct in its body screams one word: run. Not from a wolf, not from a bear, from you, a human. Think about that for a second. You're not the fastest animal in that forest. You have no claws, no fangs worth mentioning. You can't outrun a deer, you can't outclimb a squirrel, and if you tried to fight a bear barehanded, that fight ends in about 4 seconds. On paper, you are one of the least threatening large animals in the whole wilderness, and yet the deer runs. Why? Why does almost every wild animal on Earth, creatures that could outrun you, overpower you, or tear you apart, treat the sight of a slow, soft, clawless human like the most dangerous thing they've ever seen? The answer is stranger than you think, and by the end you'll see yourself the way the entire animal kingdom already does. Let's start with a fact that surprises most people. Animals aren't born afraid of humans. A fear this specific has to come from somewhere. It has to be taught. In the Galapagos Islands off the coast of South America, there's a haunting clue. The animals there barely react to people. Birds land on your shoulder. Sea lions doze beside your feet. You can walk right up to them and they don't even flinch. Charles Darwin noticed this almost 200 years ago. He wrote that the birds on those islands were so tame he could nearly push them off a branch with the tip of his gun. They simply didn't understand what he was. Because for most of their history, humans were never there to teach them fear. So fear of us isn't automatic. It's learned. Which raises a much bigger question. How did it get learned so deeply by so many species all over the entire planet? To answer that, we need to talk about what humans actually are. Not how we see ourselves. How the rest of nature sees us. Ecologists have a name for the animal at the top of a food chain, the apex predator. Lions, great white sharks, crocodiles, the killers that nothing else hunts. And for a long stretch of history, humans weren't on that list at all. We were prey, small, weak, and hunted by things far bigger than us. But something changed. And when it changed everything. We invented cooperation, language, tools, weapons that let a soft, clawless creature kill from a distance. Suddenly, a small band of humans could take down a mammoth, a beast 10 times their size. We stopped being the hunted, and we became the hunter unlike any other. Here's the part most people don't know. Scientists now argue that humans aren't just an apex predator. We're something else. Something the natural world had never encountered before. In 2015, a team of researchers led by biologist Chris Darramont published a huge study. They compared how humans hunt against how every other predator on Earth hunts. Hundreds of species, land and sea. And what they found was staggering. Most predators go after the weak, the young, the old, the sick, the slow. It's efficient. It's how nature keeps its balance for thousands of years. Humans do the opposite. We target the biggest, strongest, healthiest adults, the breeding animals in their prime, and we kill them at up to 14 times the rate that any other predator kills its prey. The researchers gave us a chilling name. They called us the super predator, and animals know it, not through science, of course, through memory, through generations of survival wired deep into their instincts. Which brings us to a haunting experiment. Because if we truly are the most feared creature alive, you should be able to measure it. And in 2016, a biologist named Liana Zanet set out to do exactly that. Her team went into the hills of California where mountain lions, pumas, roam. Now, a puma is no small threat. It can weigh over 200 pounds and kill a full-grown deer in seconds. If any animal should own that landscape without fear, it's a puma. Zanet's team hid speakers throughout the wilderness. Whenever an animal wandered close, the speakers played one of two sounds. Sometimes the growls and barks of the animal's natural predators, and sometimes just a human voice. Ordinary people, chatting, reading poetry. Calm, gentle talking. The difference was night and day. When animals heard other predators, they grew cautious, but when they heard a human voice, they panicked. Badgers abandoned their food. Deer bolted into the trees, and the pumas, the apex predators of that forest, the mighty pumas fled from the sound of a person quietly reading a book out loud. Let that sink in. The most powerful hunter in that entire ecosystem was more terrified of a calm human voice than of any other creature alive. But listen to this. It gets deeper, because the fear doesn't stop with the animal that feels it. When a predator moves into an area, it doesn't just kill. It rewires the behavior of every animal around it. Prey stop eating in open spaces. They breed less. They move less, hide more, and their bodies flood with stress. Ecologists call this the landscape of fear, an invisible map of dread that reshapes an entire ecosystem, and humans cast the largest shadow on that map of any species that has ever lived. In Zanet's studies, the mere sound of us made smaller predators hunt far less, which meant the animals they normally ate suddenly had more freedom to roam. One human voice drifting through the trees rippled all the way down the food chain. We reshape the fear of an entire forest just by being heard. Now here's where it turns personal, because this fear, this deep inherited terror of us, it isn't only about the ancient past. Animals are still learning it. Right now, in real time. Take the elephants of Mozambique. During a long and brutal civil war, they were hunted relentlessly for the ivory in their tusks. And something remarkable happened. Elephants started being born with no tusks at all. The tuskless ones were the ones that survived the hunters, and they passed that trait to their calves. In a single generation of pressure, we bent the very shape of a species. That's how heavy our presence weighs on the natural world. Or think smaller. The animals in your own city. The pigeons, the raccoons, the foxes learning our schedules, dodging our cars, waiting for us to sleep before they slip out into the streets. Evolution is watching us, and it is adapting to us faster than to almost anything else. So let's return to that deer in the forest, the one that froze at your scent and ran. It wasn't overreacting. It was right. It was carrying the memory of 100,000 years of humans. The pack hunters, the tool makers, the super predator that rewrote the rules of survival for every creature on Earth. When it caught your scent, it didn't see a soft, slow, clawless animal. It saw the most dangerous thing that has ever walked this planet. And here's the reflection that lands hardest. We don't feel like predators. We feel like the ones who get scared of the dark, of spiders, of the wild beyond our doors. We build fences to keep nature out. We tell ourselves we're small, but out there, in every forest, every ocean, every open plain, we are the monster in the story, the shadow other creatures whisper about, the thing their deepest instincts beg them to flee. You are the apex of the apex, and the wild has never once forgotten it. So the next time an animal runs from you for no reason at all, pause. It isn't confused. It isn't foolish. It knows exactly what you are. The only one who forgot is you.